Hi everyone, I think it's live. Oh, this is the part where I always go, can you please comment? Please, please, please. Hi everyone, my name is 𝘾𝙧𝙚𝙘𝙚, Stamping with Kelly, and I'm so excited to be here with you this September crafting your online monthly card club projects. So it is September 20th. If you're watching live, you know that, but if you're watching in the future, that's when this is recorded. So if you see any of the content and you want to get your hands on something, just reach out to me, please. I'd be so happy to tell you, what's current, what the current promotions are, and let you know even what I have going on that month that you contact me. So this is I've been a demonstrator for 15 and a half years, and this is 15 years of card club. I've now been online for 2.5 years, and I love it because I get to reach people from all over Canada and all over the world. So if you're within Canada, please reach out to me. With a minimum $35 order, you can craft along with me. I will send you a package of prepped supplies, just like what I'm going to be using. And you can use those supplies to craft your own projects along with me. You can even reach out to me and contact me about any of the previous kits that I have maybe still left over. So like I said, I've been doing this for 2.5 years online exclusively, and I just love the format. It's really fun to be able to craft with people from all over Canada. And then to also see that people are watching from all over the world. So please check in. I'm in Edmonton, Alberta. I think many of you are as well. But please write in the comments whether you're watching this on Facebook Live, Facebook video replay, or even on YouTube. I would love to see where you are watching from. It's so fun to think about this global community which is now, just shrunk down because of the internet. So again, we're going to be crafting some projects. So if you don't have the prep supplies, you can still learn from all of the techniques that I'm going to be showing. I prep the supplies, but I always want to take it up a notch for you. So I'm going to be showcasing different tools, techniques, and then also taking you through the catalog so you can figure out how you can get your hands on some of these same supplies. So I'm sure hoping that everything is live. Okay, it's saying that I'm live. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna keep going here. Uh-oh, look at this. I haven't connected my cell phone here, so let's see what's going on. I think this is working now. Connection failed. Uh-oh. Okay, sorry guys. This is the wonderful thing about live videos, is that you never quite know like what's going on tech-wise until you're in it, right? So how many of you have gone online over the last couple years and learned like a whole new vocabulary and become your own tech person? I know that I sure wish that I had a tech person sometimes because it's just me and all my stamps and like a camera and everything going on here. Oh, it's crazy town sometimes. And then if you're like me, you have another bunch of craziness happening upstairs. Let me just see. I have to reattach this mobile device. I don't know why this isn't working right now, but let's just see if this is gonna go. Okay, it's connecting now. This is so much fun, isn't it? So I'll let you into, behind the scenes of my crazy life right now. Yay, I think you can see it. So behind the scenes of my crazy life right now, my husband works away for 2 weeks at a time. And we have 2 kids who are now 6 and under because my son just had his birthday last weekend. But it's busy in our household. It's very busy. And last night I was doing my live video, and then I realized, oh my gosh, I don't have childcare for tomorrow. And my husband's supposed to leave for work at like 5:36. And yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do. And so I reached out, and sure enough, everyone was busy. And so I had no childcare. And my lovely sister-in-law stepped up and she said, I can watch them. And then I talked to my husband a little bit more. He said, okay, I'm just going to drive up late to work. He's got about a 4.5-hour drive ahead of him tonight. And then tomorrow night he starts working night shifts. So there's a little bit of a transition period, but I was so grateful to him to say that he could put the kids to bed tonight. But then I had the talk of like, you kids, when dad puts you to bed, you don't get out of bed again. So I sure hope that happens. We might have a knock on the door before the end of the class today. Who knows, right? Oh my goodness, it's always an adventure. So I want to take you through their specials this month. So this is our September special. This is free with a minimum $100 order, and that's from me. So at $35 minimum, you're going to receive the projects for free. And then if you bump your order up to $100, you're actually going to receive this spool of this gorgeous Blackberry Bliss ribbon. And this is not offered by Stampin' Up! Anymore. It's like a sheer organdy ribbon. I just love it. It's so striped and beautiful. We're actually going to be using it on our last project tonight. So you'll get to have your hands on it if you have the supplies that are prepped for me. I also want to tell you about our weekly deals, and I don't know when you're watching this. Right now, it's Tuesday, September 20th. We have them running until Wednesday at midnight. So I'm not going to take you through all of them right now, but I'm just going to say, check my website. So stampingwithkelly.stampinup.net, and then go under Shop Now. Head over to the specials section, and then you'll see the September weekly deals. There's different deals on that are ending every Wednesday night at midnight. But there's a little bit of a hack for you. What I've noticed is that in the last couple of weeks, when they're doing the transition, on Wednesday you will get the deals that are ending and the deals that are coming, and they overlap by a day. So I don't know if this is going to happen in this next Wednesday, but if you're watching live, check tomorrow. If you're watching in the future, this is probably past, sorry. But if it's Wednesday, check before midnight and just see if you can see all of the deals that are coming and that are leaving, because you can get some great specials. I want to talk to you about our paper pumpkin that's coming. So right now is September, and remember, we're always working a month in advance. So what we get this month is actually this fabulous, you know what, I'm going to move all this stuff to the side, this fabulous kit for Halloween crafting. But the one that you will receive right now if you sign up is a ho 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 kit, is what they're calling it maybe. This is the one that you will get if you sign up before October 10th. If it's after October 10th, reach out to me. I always get a few extras on order, so I might have one of them that I can sell to you. But if you want to, you can actually receive your club cards for free when you purchase a prepaid subscription. So instead of signing up for the month to month, you can actually get a prepaid subscription. You'll get this kit, top it up with another few dollars worth of supplies, and you'll get your club projects for free. So this is a great option, especially if you want some fun Christmas crafting. And they've given us a teaser that the next month after this, so it'll be shipped out in November, it's actually going to be Christmas tags with a coordinating kind of look and feel. So that's pretty fun and exciting. Let's take you down here though. This is our beautiful paper pumpkin that just shipped out this September. So I think it's not a spoiler alert because I think everyone kind of has it right now, but oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Don't sneak peek. We've got a whole bunch of goodies in here. So it's called Spooky Treats Paper Pumpkin Kit. And it makes 18 of these really fun deluxe boxes. It has a stamp set included in it, which has this adorable ghost. And you know, I was talking with my friend Shada last night, and she said, I don't have a ghost stamp. And I said, I don't either. So this is really fun. It's got the spider, stars, spider web, bats, and then this adorable little ghost, as well as some great sayings there as well. I like the different sizes and shapes of the sayings. So you've got like a long, thin one, and then you've got some that will fit on circles and other shapes like that too. So this is a great stamp set to have in your collection as well. And do you guys want to see the actual treats? Yes, you do. So this is one that I put together in a jiffy last night. So inside of this, you could put, you know, a couple of the little mini chocolate bars or mini treats. You could put, what did I see? I'm a part of a Facebook group, and they were brainstorming, and they were thinking like a special gift you could even give someone in your family, like a pack of earrings and then a couple of little treats on top, something like that, you know, like an earring little card. What else were they saying? Oh, they were saying like a little hand sanitizer and something else if you didn't want to do candy in there. But I love this little box. Do you see how it opens up? It just slides right open like this. And then, okay, so that's one. Then this little box here has the fun plaid, and it's got this little slider here in black. These come together really quickly and easily, but you might have to double check the video that Stampin' Up! Sends out if you are having trouble putting together your box. It's not a box that is enclosed. It's like a little tray and a tube that you end up putting together. So if you have this kit already, just maybe double check the video on how to put it together, because it might hang you up a little bit. This one's so fun. The colors in this are like these beautiful purples, and even the ink spot that you get with it is this Orchid Oasis, which is one of our new in colors. I really like this box here. Trick or treat. Now, if Halloween isn't your bag, then you can still repurpose this. I saw some amazing projects put together with some snowflake paper, and it just looks so beautiful with this gorgeous purple background. So you could make some of them as fall, right, with the more fall colors, and then you could make even some snowflake little treat boxes too. So if you want one of these kits, I can't sell them yet, but you can definitely reserve it from me. I can release it on November, I can release it on October 11th. So let me know if you do want one of these boxes, and I can give it to you on that date. You will have to reserve it from me though, because I don't have too many extras. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is the free virtual card making event. This is on October 1st, and if you're in Mountain Time like me and like the Stampin' Up! Head office, I think it's from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 5. This is a really fun event that Stampin' Up! Is putting on for World Card Making Day. So they are featuring 3 different bundles, and they're going to be putting together some projects. Now, what they've said is that you can totally use some supplies that you already have, or you can pre-order their special bundles that they are using. And if you do that, you will actually receive a pack of pearls for free. So if you want more information about that, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to send you all the information, including the links, so that Stampin' Up! Can keep you in the loop. Oh, I wish I could join you on this event. I really, truly do. But I have a family wedding happening. So my cousin is getting married, and I'm so excited for him because they've been putting off this wedding for about 2.5 years. And they're finally able to do it. I'm so happy for them. And so that's where I will be on World Card Making Day. But will you please share with me if you're making a project on that day? I really want to live vicariously through you, okay? So World Card Making Day, October 1st, and you can join Stampin' Up's event that they are holding for this virtual platform. Okay, now the next thing that I want to talk to you about is an event that I'm holding this Sunday. So it's September 25th, Sunday, September 25th, from 1 until 5 o'clock. I'm doing it as like a big 4-hour window. You can show up when you want, and you can stay as long as you want. So it's not like, you know, a really formal event in that way. It's going to be an outdoor event in my backyard in South Edmonton. I held one of these, a week ago, I guess. Yeah, Tuesday, a week ago. And it was so fun. It was one of the most heartwarming things that I've had in the last couple of years. It was my first in-person event in 2.5 years. So just to be around each other, to be crafting together, and to be able to laugh and visit and have these casual conversations. There was a nice small group of us, so we fit up on my deck. And I had a station done up for each person. Everyone had their own supplies, and then if they were crafting my communal project, my featured project, there was a communal stamp set on a table that they would use. And so what you're seeing on your screen right now is the featured projects that I'm going to be doing on Sunday. And this kit, you guys, is so spectacular. It's called Gorgeous Posies, and it retired actually maybe a couple of years ago. This is a project kit, so it's a little bit different than some of Stampin' Up's other kits. It comes with everything that you need to make the project. So there's 16 cards in this little card box, but sold separately are the stamp set and then the ink pads. So this is a great project for you to come over to my house and create. I will have the stamp set all ready to go for you to stamp with my ink pads, and you don't have to spend your money purchasing those. What you're purchasing for $44 is this fabulous deluxe kit, which has this gorgeous box. I have this open, but it latches with this gorgeous little closure. Can you guys see that? I love this box. And then you just open it up. The top is thick and luxe, and it's all lined. And then inside, I'll show you the different cards that you can make with this kit. So it's really quite easy in terms of stamping. All you're doing is stamping the sayings on these and then putting together the die cuts and, you know, tying up your little bows and wrapping your ribbons and things like that. But I think that the cards are really spectacular. So fun with all the gold embossing on there. There's 4 different cards, and you'll make 4 of each of the designs. So you end up with 16 cards with a gorgeous box as well. And of course, a lot of fun had in the meantime on our Tuesday event. It was held in the evening. It was just for a couple of hours, just from 6:30 to 8:30. We're kind of working around the sunset, so we won't have that problem on Sunday. But yeah, there were no bugs. There was it was just the smoothest event ever. I had blankets and a propane heater ready to go, and we didn't need any of it. We had people wearing shorts or skirts and capris, and nobody was cold. It was just wonderful. I'm so glad that the weather held up. Now I do have a screened tent, so I'm planning on using that for our Sunday event. But this is just one of the kits that you can make. I have, would you believe it, over 43 different individual kits that are all inclusive, meaning that the stamp set, the ink, everything that you need to put the cards together are included. So you don't have to share supplies with anyone else. You can sit at your table, you can visit. We are all going to be outside, and then you can craft to your heart's content. And then if you happen to visit more than craft, you can just pack everything up in your little box and take it home and work on it for later. So that's definitely an option too. How I'm running this event is it's a $15 fee to hold your spot. If you wanted to make this kit here, I have limited kits available. So what you'll want to do is send me an email money transfer of $44 to save this kit. And then you'll be able to make these projects, and I'll save your spot for you. If you wanted to get any other kits on the day of, you're definitely welcome to do that too. But look at this. It comes with so many gorgeous things. I think there's going to be tons of ribbon left over as well. And then look at this. These gorgeous little die cut pieces which you can just pop out and quickly adhere to your projects. These, oh, I didn't stamp those. That's funny. I stamped just the one. Yeah, and then all these die cuts for the tags, and then the card bits are all ready to go. So I don't know if you're like me, but I love giving cards as gifts. So this would make a great gift. Think about for your mom, for your grandma, or something like that. How much would they appreciate receiving a beautiful box filled with handmade cards made by you, so that they can, first of all, save money and not have to go to the store and buy cards, but also get to give something that's handmade by someone that they know and love. I think that something like this makes one of the best gifts ever. And it even has the envelopes in there too. So if you're interested in this kit, again, I'll show you all the kit contents here. You can see the cards that you can make up at the top there. But just let me know. I would love to have you over. We had such a blast, and I want to treat you and visit with you and hang out in my backyard. Again, you can come for the full 4 hours, or you can come at the beginning, you can come at the end. You can come and just do your stamping and then take the rest as a to-go kit. So that's definitely an option as well. Okay, let's transition you down again, because I think that's all I need to talk to you about. I should go back and make sure that we're actually live and everything is working. Oh, hooray! I see you guys. Thank you for reassuring me about my tech problems. It is such a pain when you have tech issues. Oh, and Michelle is saying, it was great to stamp with friends in real life again. Yes, it was so great to see you. And Shada's here. Oh, hi, Deb. I'm so glad that you guys are here. We have a lot of projects to make. So if you guys saw my little sneak peek pictures, we're making some really fun projects, but they include some 3D projects. So the first one that we're going to be creating together is a packet that looks like this. So there are 2 packages for those of you who picked up your projects or who paid to have the bonus project sent out. You will have 2 of these. One of them has like a little bag, and then one of them has this die cut box. We're going to use the die cut box first, okay? So put everything else to the side. I'm laughing talking about this this crinkle because, oh my goodness, you guys, when I was sorting your projects, there's like 48 projects on my kitchen table, and I'm sorting it out, and I'm pulling out bits of this, what did Stampin' Up! Call it? I remembered it last night, but now I can't remember it. I can't remember the name. Ready Shreddy is what they called it. So this is actually included in a gift that I received from Stampin' Up! So I earned the last incentive trip, which was a trip to the Caribbean, which Stampin' Up! Ended up canceling. So nobody went on this trip globally. Instead, what they did was a really fun online event, but they sent out gifts to everybody. So I got some AirPods and what else did I get? This gorgeous bathrobe and a candle and beautiful mugs, and it was all packaged in this Ready Shreddy. And of course, it matches Stampin' Up's colors, so I had to save it. So I've been hanging onto this big, huge bag, ready to use this. And I'm so glad that we're using it on 2 projects tonight. So I've separated here the different supplies for each of the projects. Shada, I'm so glad that your stuff came today. Thank you for letting me know. I forgot about the fact that Canada Post would be shutting down for the Queen's memorial yesterday. So, oh my goodness, I hope that your mailed supplies came. If not, they're coming soon. I'm sorry if they're delayed. I never think about holidays like that. It's like I'm always working to try and get my stuff in the mail, and then as soon as I do, I just breathe a sigh of relief, and then beyond that, it's like, well, it's in God's hands now. or Canada Post hands. God, kind of the same thing. Not really. Okay, we're going to make 2 different projects with this. This is your bonus, and I wanted to showcase some really fun ways of treat packaging for this holiday season for Halloween. Halloween for me is such an amazing holiday, and it's because I've got a 6-year-old, well, as of this last weekend, a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. And you know what? Last year, when I was talking to my son about his favorite holiday, he said, out of all the holidays in a year, including his birthday and Christmas, Halloween was his absolute favorite. I think it has something to do with like dressing up and getting to act ridiculous, but also the fact that you get to go to strangers' houses, they open up the door and they talk with you, and then they give you candy. Like, what an amazing thing, right? As I'm talking here, I'm just folding back on all of these little score lines. So I'm scoring these little pieces in, but you'll notice I'm scoring this little half circle piece up. So those are going to meet in the middle here. And your bone folder is just going to make a world of difference for a project like this. I don't want to show you the the finished project quite yet because it's just too ridiculously cute. We're going to make it as we go, and you're going to ooh and ah as you put it together. Okay, this project, you can definitely put adhesive on these pieces here. That is a-okay. I, however, found that I didn't need to. So just to keep it simple and, cut out and stall. Oh no, am I stalling? Am I cutting out? Oh no, Deb. I'm sorry about that. Try logging on. It's such a weird thing. Sometimes people have better luck when they are watching on their tablet or cell phone, like one or the other. It's very bizarre. So maybe try it a little bit different. Try it logging on, logging off. But please let me know, you guys, if you're having tech issues. I'll try my best to fix it up for you. Okay, so just while I was talking there, I put those two little half circles together. And then you can put a little glue dot there if you wanted to. That would also help to hold it together. But I found that slipping this little piece over there held it together. Then you can stuff it and then close it up. Or if you wanted to, you can close it up and then open it and stuff it afterwards. So this is a really fun little box. What is happening here? There we go. Made out of designer series paper. So if you wanted to do this out of cardstock, it would definitely work as well. It would be a little bit more rigid than this, which might be an advantage. Well, this one just wants to pop up tonight. So can I show you what this box looks like when you put it all together now? You guys ready for this? Oh my goodness. It's so cute. Okay, so Michelle is saying, I find I have better luck with Facebook Live on my phone. I don't know why. Oh, Deb, what are you watching on? Are you watching on your computer? Or are you watching on a tablet? I don't know. I'm so sorry. I wish I knew why Facebook was weird about stuff sometimes. So you guys saw those little eyes on there. This is a little die cut piece, which I just rest on there. Again, you can put a glue dot on there. That would mean that they kind of have to rip it apart to get the box open. But give it a try. And if you find that you need some adhesive, then you can definitely put that on there. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Blend now. This is my basic black dark. This is the equivalent kind of a Sharpie. So if you don't have this, but you have a Sharpie at home, you can substitute the two together. I'm going to take my little pearls and I'm going to draw little eyeballs on the center of the pearls. And this is, I don't know why it always makes me laugh. I just think that this bat is hilarious. So using my Take Your Pick tool, I will take the stabby end and pop these up. And I'm actually going to put them really close together, like I'm putting them touching. Because I've got the Sharpie on there, I don't have to worry about it smudging. Oh my gosh, this guy just cracks me up. And you know what? I think it's like a magnet for kids. My kids could not stop touching my one sample, and I was like, guys, I only have one. Stop messing around with it. So there you go. You've got your cute little boxes with these adorable bat wings on the top. iPad. Okay, Deb, give it a try with your cell phone. Let's see if it works that way. Sometimes, I don't know what it is, but people have said the same thing, is that they have trouble with one versus the other. So if you're having trouble with one, just switch it up and see if maybe it makes a difference to watch it on a different piece of technology. I apologize though. I wish I could phone up Facebook, but you know how they are. Maybe you don't know, but they're annoying when it comes to people contacting you or contacting them. They have no customer service for a person who is trying to run their business on this platform, right? This next little project here, I will show you actually what we're creating. This is a bag which you can put all kinds of treats in. You've got the little Ready Shreddy in the bottom there, and we're going to create this tag, a little jack-o'-lantern, and you can put some information on the inside, or you can write a little message, whatever you want to do. But I thought that this was a perfect little treat bag. So what you'll have to do first of all is grab that. Where did I put it now? Oh, here it is. Grab that bag that I had everything tucked into, okay? I'm going to show you how to make a gusseted bag. And I'm so glad that Shada's watching right now, because I can give her a shout out, because I might have come up with this idea. I don't know. I didn't look it up. I might have invented it. That's one of those things where when you don't check the internet, you maybe can take claim for inventing something. You're going to just pop the bag open. Can you see how I have it here? I'm going to make 2 points. And then I'm going to take 1 point and a bit of, I'm just using like regular Scotch tape. And I'm going to tape it onto the other point. And that is going to take this flat 6" by 8" bag and turn it into almost kind of a gusseted bag. And Shada took it next level by saying, wouldn't it be great if you figured out the base of this, the size of this, and then you cut a piece of cardstock and you could put it in the bottom, and that would make it so rigid and perfect, ready for you to stuff it. So I didn't have this brilliant idea before I prepped your project. So I think that's something that you'll have to play with. But I'm going to put my Ready Shreddy in there, ready to go for some fun treats. I really liked how those Smarties actually perfectly matched in color. I love matchy like that. So I've got this all ready to go, and now I'm going to work on the tag part. So you guys know the deal. With Stampin' Up, you can't mail out stamped images. So what we're left to do is have fun with die cut images. So I've got this shape, which does have actually a stamp that coordinates with it from the Hello Harvest stamp set. So if you had this, you could definitely stamp this on there. But I wanted to show you how we can use our blends and create texture, the texture of a pumpkin on there. Can you guys see like the bits of variance in color there? I tried doing it, not this one, but a different one, with just oranges, and I found it was just a bit too heavy. So what I'm going to do is take the dark pumpkin pie. Oh, I'm going to bring this in too, so you guys can see. Let's take a closer look at this pumpkin. So you can see you've got the grooves along the bottom, and on those grooves then we've got a line that comes up, and it's going to go very vertical, and then right at the end it's going to kind of curve and go into where the stem attaches, that vine attaches. So same thing there. And this doesn't have to be perfect, but let's just try to emulate the lines that they have going on here. Oops. So I'm happy with those. But again, I'm going from darkest to lightest. And I'm working with the pumpkin pie Stampin' Blend onto the pumpkin pie paper. Now I'm going to skip over that light pumpkin pie, not use that at all, but I'm actually going to use the dark So Saffron and the light So Saffron to blend this up. So by going over top of this, I can just soften it and add those shadows. Now it looks intense right now, but as the alcohol from these markers dries, it's going to blend a little bit more and move that color around on the paper. So let's just try that and let it dry for a minute. In the meantime, I can use my green. In this instance, I'm actually using dark granny apple green, but you can see on top of the orange, it really turns like a darker green color, so you don't have to worry about the vibrancy of this. I'm just going to color this stem. There we go. Oops. Perfect. And then as this dries a little bit, you can kind of see how it is changing in color. There's still a fair amount of alcohol in there, so I'm going to put this to the side just for a minute, and I'm going to keep working on my project. So I've got a piece of designer series paper, and this has a little hole punch in it, just a little circle hole punch just on one of the sides. So I really liked putting that on the front. So it might work on the front, it might work on the back, however you want to do it. But I thought it worked really well for that to be the front of my tag. And then I've got this little square of basic white paper. Oops. And that's just going to go right in here. So I still get to see all of the designer series paper. Isn't this paper fun? This comes in actually a 48 sheet pack with so much paper, like you'll be able to use it forever and ever. All these ginghams and plaids in Christmas colors, Halloween colors, fall colors, even pinks and everything. Like you can make plaid everything. So you might have this black and white gingham ribbon, or you might actually have, where is my other one? I don't know where my other sample is, but you might have a purple version of this glimmer ribbon. So I don't know exactly what you have in your pack, but I thought both of them worked really well. This one we've played with before. We actually used it on a Christmas card, and we colored it with red or with green. So this could be really versatile, but I love it in conjunction with the Halloween, the oranges and the blacks. I just think it really pops. So that's a fun product that you might want to get out of our annual catalog that is kind of Christmas or Halloween themed. Okay, I think this is looking pretty good. I might just go over top of it with the light a little bit more, just to blend it a little bit. That softens the line. It's pretty amazing that it is to me anyways, that these alcohol markers, you can put down a very dark color and then you can start playing with it and lightening it, and putting light colors over top of the dark colors actually works the same as using this color lifter. So this obviously won't add any extra color, like, you know, adding the yellow will add a little bit of tone, but it will actually bleach it out a little bit. So anytime a person starts ordering their Stampin' Blends, I always recommend to get a color lifter, or maybe even two, because this is a product that you don't want to have run out on you. You always want to have a backup ready to go. It's my favorite. If you go over the lines, if you apply the color too dark, or even if you just want to have fun with highlighting, this color lifter is going to be one of your best friends for these alcohol markers, which are called the blends. Okay, I've talked my way through this drying, so mission accomplished there. And you know what? I did this last night. I'm going to do it again. I am going to make my little jack-o'-lantern face out of pencil. And I'm going to make it even crazier. What am I doing here? No, that's the wrong way. That's so funny. And that's why they make an eraser, right? Like, which way do teeth go? I was just at the dentist today. It's like I've blacked it out of my mind. There we go. Just a cleaning, thank goodness, today. But you never quite know what you're in for, right? Like, oh, how much have I been grinding now? Like, give me the bad news. Yes, I'll wear my night guard more. I apologize. I always feel like, you're letting them down every time you've got more gum recession, or like, I had another filling, I grinded another filling out or something like that. My goodness. And they're like, yeah, just reduce your stress. Like, okay. Easier said than done is always the thing, right? Oh, dentists. I feel like they say that your teeth change a lot during pregnancy as well. So I feel like some of the stuff I'm just going to blame on my pregnancies as well. I mean, the latest one was 3 years ago, so I can't really claim that it's like recent, but I am still going to try and blame it on that. Okay, remembering that our Stampin' Blends here do bleed a little bit, and so you want to be careful that you're not over coloring over the line too much. And make your teeth a little bit bigger, your pumpkin's teeth, I should say, a little bigger than what you would expect, because they might bleed in and then become a little bit smaller than what you anticipated. And you know what, you guys, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. You know this about me, and I can see those pencil lines on there. So now I'm going to just erase it and make believe like I drew this perfectly the first time. You know what, I did it with this, but I can't replicate that because I'm on camera. And things always go sideways when you're on camera, right? Oh. So Shada's saying she has to do it on her phone too, on the iPad. I know, you guys, it's so frustrating. I don't know why, like, Facebook just doesn't want you to see me on a bigger screen. The trick that Shada used in the past, and I don't know if this was all right, but what she was doing is actually casting from her phone onto a TV. I can't remember, Shada, how was the picture when you did it there? Like, was it better than going through your iPad? Maybe if you can write it in there, that'd be awesome. I'm just putting this on with some dimensionals. This cute little guy. Oh, I love that. There we go. And now, as soon as I stuff this full of treats, I can put my little tag around it and give it to someone, and I'm sure it's going to brighten their day. So I was saying this last night, I'm going to say it again. If you are not a Halloween person, that's okay. I'm sure you can think of somebody who is a Halloween person. There are many people out there, and most of the people I know who adore Halloween are small people. So if you know any children in your life, honestly, if you give them a treat like this, they will love it. They will probably rip into it pretty quickly, but it's going to make such an impression on them that you made something for them centered around one of their favorite holidays that just blows their mind, right? Okay, let me take you through the catalog as you're finishing up here, and I will show you where these products come from. I always stumble. Can you guys hear me? I'm like, products, projects, products, projects. I should do like an opera singer warms up. I will have to do like a products. I already failed. Oh dear. Okay. iPhone is working for you, Deb. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, hooray. I just feel for you guys. When the technology starts messing around, I feel pain for you, because there's nothing worse than a glitchy video, is there? From our mini catalog, this is our July to December 2022 catalog, so it's available for a few more months, and we have just scratched the surface of it. I'm so excited about what's to come. This is one of my favorite fall sets that we've ever had. This is called Hello Harvest, and I did a little sneak peek of it earlier when I was talking about that pumpkin that you could use and you could stamp on there. The reason why I like this this stamp set so much is because you got versatile sayings, so even one that's just so lovely, like "you are such a blessing," "wishing you the loveliest day," and this comes actually within that little banner tag. Can you guys see that there? So it's perfectly curved, perfectly centered every time. You also have just like a gorgeous hello, but the imagery on this one gives you a bit of everything. So pumpkins, which we love so much, and we can turn into jack-o'-lanterns, or we can just keep them as like the nice fall pumpkins. Also like a vintage distressed leaf in a solid design. Then you've got an individual sunflower, and then you've got a bunch of sunflowers that you can use too, as well as all these little swirly curlicues. How about this one? You are missed. Oh, I love that one, especially around this time of year when you can send Thanksgiving cards to people in your life who you wish you could gather with. Another thing that I thought of as soon as I saw this was, I wonder if this little sunflower arrangement would work with our bottled happiness. So this is a stamp set that is really fun and unique. It has this great bouquet that you can build, as well as the bottles and then labels too. Got great sayings on there, including wine as well. So if you've got wine lovers in your life, this is a really great one. You can make a little wine bottle for them. But this actually has a punch that goes along with it. And I don't know where I put it now. No, it's gone. I have no idea where it is. But it has a punch. And so I wanted to test out the scale. Isn't this hilarious? I just had this. Oh my goodness. Here it is. Okay. So I did two-step stamping here. So I did the solid and then I did the outline here. And I wanted to see if this is going to work. And I think the scale works perfectly on this. So you'd kind of tuck that in behind and you'd have this beautiful sunflower arrangement coming out the top. Wouldn't that be great? You can make some gorgeous cards with that. So it doesn't make it so it's just this arrangement. You've got lots of versatility for that arrangement too. You could also have this as just, instead of it being a bouquet, right? It could just be a pattern that you would stamp and repeat over and over again. Love the versatility on that one. Then we also have the designer series paper on page 59. So this is a part of our gingham cottage suite. And this is a double pack of paper. So you're going to get 48 sheets of 12 inch by 12 inch. And you can see the patterns are all gingham in all different colors. The back sides of the patterns actually coordinate. So it's perfect for a box like this where you get to see both sides of the paper. You could also use these. They make a great base for a card. So instead of using cardstock, using designer series paper and letting both sides of it show. We use more of the like Halloween-y kind of colors, but there's also, you can see the reds, the greens, you even got some blacks, pinks, grays, and then this beautiful soft bluey green, which looks to me like mint macaron and pool party maybe. So this is a great pack. Again, you'll get lots of fun out of that one. On page 61, you'll see our Design a Treat bundle. This is comprised of two different products. So one is the stamp set, and this is quite a basic stamp set, but I really like it because it's got the spots, these little like checker pattern, and then lines. It's got this little label which coordinates with the dies for you, but most of all, this face. I'm going to show you why. Because when you use this along with our dies, you can stamp a face onto the box, and then you can put on die cut antlers, ears, even little bunny ears, you guys. Oh, aren't they cute? You can even put these together as like an advent calendar. So something for Christmas you could make with the little labels and the numbers. Or you can do an advent calendar for Halloween. You could even do an advent calendar for Easter if you wanted to. But these are such fun treats. And if you guys don't have them, the projects in your hands right now, you can actually fit, I think, 2 Hershey nuggets in here. You could also fit all kinds of other treats. I really like the size of them, and they're very dainty and fun. So I mentioned the dies. This is what we use to put our box together. You can see you actually get 3 of those labels. So you can mass produce. You get 2 of the ovals, and then you get a whole second sheet. You get all these numbers. So if you're a person who likes making treats for different things, or even cards for anniversaries, and you like to have the specific number on there, this is a great set for that. What you get is the actual number that is cut out. Let's see if I can show you here. The number that's cut out, as well as the oval. So you get a negative and a positive. You get 2 numbers for 1 crank. Also here you've got your bat wings, which is what we've used on this project. You've got your antlers, which you would use in conjunction with these cute little ears, bunny ears, and then you could use these ears for all different kinds of things too. These little pieces here turn your boxes into presents, and then this has a really nice base or a scallop label. And look at that, you've got a third oval. So you can mass produce all of your numbers for your advent calendars. So cute, so fun, right? And this is great because you don't even need a full 6" by 6" piece to create these boxes. So if you have 6" by 6" paper, that's great. You'll have a little bit left over. If you have 12" by 12", you get 4 out of a sheet. Plus, you can make some of these tags too, and that's where the extra paper came from. So a great little pack there. Okay, let's go to our annual catalog now, where I will show you where some of these other items came from. We used the 6" by 8" cellophane bags. I normally call these almost envelopes. So they're not the envelopes that I normally send out, which have that little adhesive strip. These are truly a bag, and so you have to find a closure of your choice. But now you know you can turn them into a gusseted style of bag, more of like a 3D pouch, or you can even use them flat and put them in with an envelope, give them as gifts, put maybe 10 cards and envelopes in a little cellophane bag and give them to people. There's a whole bunch of different ways that you can use these. On page 142, I used our Pearl Basic Jewels. These are our classic. They come in all different sizes, and we use the biggest ones to create our little bat eyes. Aren't they hilarious? He cracks me up. I love those. You can color them any color with our Stampin' Blends, so you can make pearls in whatever shade to match the project that you're working on. And last but not least, we use the ribbon, the black and white gingham ribbon, or maybe you got the metallic woven ribbon. The color that you received there, I think, was the Orchid Oasis color, if you don't have the gingham. All right, you guys ready for the next project? Okay, let me just organize myself here. I gotta get my drawers in order. It's always chaos at the end of the night. And you guys know as well, if I'm crafting too fast for you, don't fret. Please don't fret. Just know that this video will exist for you on Facebook and on YouTube forever, so you can always take a look at it later. The next project that we're going to do is a fall themed project. And this has all kinds of really fun leaf patterns, and I've included a paper envelope too, so we'll handle that in a minute. Let's get started here. Pull some of your goodies out, and then make sure that you save these clear envelopes. These are the ones that I was talking about that have the adhesive on them. So these are perfectly mailable with Canada Post. They don't mind it at all, and it actually protects your card a little bit more. I also love to put my finished cards in these so that when I store them, I don't have the bits and pieces like the embellishments coming off as I flip through them over and over again, trying to find the perfect card for the person. The project that we're going to make now is this one here. So I don't know if you can see that. We've got some gorgeous metallics, and I'm going to take this up a notch with some sponge daubers to apply some colors onto those leaves. You might have copper metallics, you might have gold metallics, but either way, I think that this card is a beautiful showstopper. And again, you can leave your cardstock just blank too. So if you don't have all these supplies, that's all right. But I'm going to show you how to do all these things anyways, right? That's what this is about, is showing you how to use the products that you have, or maybe helping you to fall in love with some products that you don't have yet. Okay, I'm doing my bone folder from the back side just so that I don't crush the embossing along the edge there. So to start off, maybe what we'll do is a little bit of sponge dauber fun. So sponge daubers, for those of you who don't know about this product, it's a little sponge that has a tube on it, and you can hold it very civilized if you want, or you can put it right on your finger and sponge away. It's so much fun. So I'm going to be using 4, because what I have, they come in a pack of 5 now, and I have had so many over the years that I actually store mine in a container, and I've got different yellows. So I don't label them. I'm not that crazy about the colors, but if you're switching between colors, just take a scrap piece of paper and rub off the excess, and then you can kind of change between a couple of different yellows. And sometimes it's even good to do this because you can see what kind of color it was. Sometimes it looks like it's a red, but it's actually a purple or something like that. Or sometimes it looks like it's a blue, but it's a deep dark purple. So you can just clean off a little bit like that, but you will want to stay within the same color family. So I'm going to be working from lightest to darkest. The colors that I'm using here are all of my favorite fall colors. So starting with a nice light, so saffron, working to pumpkin pie, then to Cajun craze, and then last but not least, cherry cobbler. I will add a little bit onto the card. So as I work, I'm just going to pop my little sponge dauber on there. I'm going non-civilized here. I'm going full craft on you. And I'm not pouncing it on top of my cardstock. I'm trying to go as side to side as possible. And with that, I can subtly add color to the pieces that are popped up. Can you guys see this? It's actually textured cardstock. So my friend Kathy is so amazing. She's done some embossing for us and some die cutting for us. And she has embossed all these card fronts here for us to pop them out and make them look so beautiful. I'm kind of putting the yellow everywhere, focusing maybe a little bit more on some of the leaves which are subtly embossed. You'll notice that some of them are really popped out and some of them are kind of faded away a little bit, and that's meant to be like that. This is like a 3D textured embossing folder, so it has that variance in the embossing, which is really fun. Pumpkin pie now. I'm going to keep working my way up. That's not the right one. There we go. And this I can just add a little bit more. You might want to do a test run. I can see this one's applying a lot of color. You might want to do a test run on your scrap piece of paper, just so you don't overdo it. It's really hard to take color away when you're doing a technique like this. You can always add more, but you can't take it away, right? Put that away. Going to the Cajun craze color. This is my favorite quintessential fall color, Cajun craze. It's like an orangey red. When you look at it against pumpkin pie, it's quite red. But when you look against maybe a cherry cobbler, it looks quite orange. So it's kind of this in between. And I'm just putting this a little bit around, again, very lightly. The darker the color, the lighter my touch. Last but not least, I'm just going to put a hint of cherry cobbler on there. Cherry cobbler is my favorite red color. It's just so deep and luxurious. I love it. I'm going so light with this one, you guys. Like, it's just like I'm touching, like just kissing the paper, because I don't want it to go too dark too fast. All right, I'm happy with that. Okay, so I'll put those 4 colors away now. And I'll put this to the side. And I definitely want to put my sponge daubers to the side, because those are like a booby trap. Now, if you wanted to do something a little bit different, now you probably, if you have sponge daubers, you might be using them already, but I wanted to show you this. This is a technique using a product called our gilded leafing. Oh, it matches my nails perfectly. Didn't plan that. I was just going for a fall theme with my nails, but this is perfect. So the gilded leafing is a product that can get crazy pretty fast, but isn't it gorgeous? Oh my goodness. Blow up my camera trying to focus on that, right? So gilded leafing is not adhesive in itself. So you'll need an adhesive product to put that on. What I did is I used my Versamark. Oops, look at this. I've got a little piece here going rogue. I used my Versamark, and what I did is I smushed across, just trying to get onto the leaves that are popped up. If you want to use a sponge dauber with this, you definitely can too. This is supposed to be clear ink, by the way. This is one of my old ones. You can just keep re-inking them over and over again. It's a super sticky clear ink, and it's what we typically use to emboss with. And then, speaking of embossing, I used the heat and stick powder, which then, as I sprinkled it over, all of the parts that had Versamark on them would stick this heat and stick powder onto it. Then you heat it with your heat tool, just like embossing powder regularly, but when it dries sticky. And then you can use your gilded leafing. I put it in a container just like this. And honestly, this is all you need for a card like this. You can take a sponge, pick up a little bit, and then glide it across your card, and wherever it's sticky, it's going to grab that gilded leafing onto it, and it ends up being just beautiful. Adds this subtle just hint of shimmer, or if you have a lot of adhesive on there, it would be really glittery. So you can kind of get some variance in color. This little tray here, I'm so happy to announce, is back from Stampin' Up! And better than ever. It's a part of our embossing tools pack, and it comes with one of my favorite tools, which is the embossing buddy. This is a packet of clear or kind of white powder in it. And what you do is you glide this over top of your card or your project, your piece of paper, whatever you're doing. And it places a bit of this white powder onto your project. Don't do it that heavy. You would just glide it on there. And what it's going to do is take away any sticky fingerprints, any static electricity, and make sure that your embossing powder ends up where you want it. So if you've had the problem of your project having lots of rogue speckly bits on there, then this product is going to make your life a whole bunch easier. Also included in this pack is this beautiful brush. It's really firm, and so that you can brush away any of the excess embossing powder that you have on your project. It's a really good quality brush, better than any that we've ever sold before. Then you've got this embossing tray, which is better than ever because it's got a screw end instead of our old ones, which I actually have right here. These ones had this plug end, and it was just a booby trap waiting to happen. It's so difficult to try and get it out. And then when you get it out, sometimes you have embossing powder dumping everywhere. So I really like this new version. I think they've perfected the design, and it means that you can very perfectly and easily get this embossing powder right back into its container. And so you only need one tray for all of the embossing powders that you have. You can even use, you know, your little brush at this point, right? And brush it all in. It makes cleanup a breeze. And you can brush it all in. I won't take the time to do that because you guys are all watching, but I love this kit. Now, something that we've never offered before like this is also included in this kit. These are amazing. They are reverse tweezers, meaning that when they are in a closed position, when they are not being touched, they're in the closed position. When you grab them, you open them up. They've got like a ceramic hook tip, and this is beautiful powder coated steel, and you can see it opens up quite wide, and then the grip on them is really strong. So I had all these products before, and so I bought this kit because I had to feel what was new and different about them. And I gotta say, the embossing powder the Embossing Buddy is the same. The brush is way better. The tray is way better. And these are going to be your best friend. So if you're hemming and hawing about getting this, splurge on yourself. You're going to love these tools. Every time you use them, you're going to think, thank goodness I bought this pack. So again, I just wanted to show you that technique of the gilded leafing. You can definitely do that as well. Okay, let's get back on track because I went down a little tangent there. Get me talking about shiny things, right? And here we go. Let's take our other shiny thing. This is our shimmery white cardstock, and we're going to do a fun technique. You've seen me if you've watched before, and I love doing a technique which includes our water painters and ink, and doing like a watercolor wash. It ends up looking something like this. See that blue on the back there? So you definitely can do that smoosh, right? And you can just wipe this across. But I challenge you, if you've got Stampin' Blends and some rubbing alcohol, let's do a fun and different technique. It's going to start out looking a little ugly, but it's going to reveal itself as looking gorgeous at the end. I'm just going to put down a little wash, and I'm going to do some different colors, different saturations, I guess is what I should say. I'm using the Pool Party Light and Dark Stampin' Blends markers. These are our alcohol markers, and then now I'm going to go to the light, and I'm going to add a little bit more. Again, this is not going to look nice at this point. Okay, here is what it looks like. Oh, you know, I'm going to put a little bit darker here because this is going to be extra fun for the camera. So it does not have to look perfect. It will not look perfect. Let's give you a close-up of that. Okay, see? Does not look perfect. Not perfect at all. Now what we're going to do is take some alcohol, rubbing alcohol, 70%, 90%, whatever you want to do. I have it in this spritz bottle. Oh yeah, that's it. I have some that are water and then some that are alcohol, so you always have to give it a little smell to see which one you're working with. I'm going to use this in a bit of a different way. It actually has a spray nozzle on there, and that would give a beautiful even coating. But what I'm going to try to do is get a different, like, mottled look. Whoops. Oh, well, that was interesting. That was unexpected. Okay, I kind of dumped a little bit on there accidentally. What I wanted to do was flick, but I got a dump. That's okay. This is going to work out. I'm just taking the tip and flicking some onto my project. And you can see that it's starting to move around the color. It's very interesting, actually. Get over here. Get back there. So the alcohol is actually changing the pigment that's already on there, which is really fun, right? So I might rotate this around because I like the variance in tone that's happening here. And I might put my pumpkin over top of this section that I kind of bleached out because I dumped it on there. So let's put a little bit more on, maybe just up here, speckle a little bit more. And then we're going to let this move around for a little bit. So as the alcohol dries from the paper, there's still quite a bit on there. It's going to keep moving around that alcohol marker, the Stampin' Blends marker, and it's going to keep changing it and giving a different look. So what do you think? Are you guys going to give it a try with some alcohol and the Stampin' Blends? Of course, it would look gorgeous the other way. That's how I did this one. But if you want more of like a mottled look, you can see maybe the difference between those two. You guys see that? There we go. Now let's get in some of our other pieces here. I'm going to leave this designer series piece for a second because that is actually going to go on our envelope. So let's start putting together our other pieces here. So you probably have a square piece here that has a hole punched in it. That's going to be for our next project, but I love using my paper like this, so you'll have to forgive me. I always sneak out some of the center if I can. This one is still too wet for me to put on there, but let's start building this pumpkin. So for this sample here, I put dimensionals underneath this metallic square. I put it underneath the big pumpkin and the little pumpkin piece, but it meant that underneath this side of my saying, I actually had to do a double layer. So if you're going to eliminate a dimensional somewhere, let it be underneath the big pumpkin piece, and just put a dimensional or two underneath that smaller pumpkin piece. Here we go. And this little rectangle we're just going to put to the side. So we can put this rectangle, or sorry, this bigger pumpkin piece on. Don't you love the way that the dies texture this die cut piece? It's just so fun. This ready to go yet? I'm going to have to move things ahead here. My heat tool. This is what I was mentioning before that you would use with your heat embossing. So with that embossing tray, if you guys are curious about that technique, it's my absolute favorite. And I'd be happy to tell you more about it. Just write in the comments if you want to know about heat embossing. We don't get to do too much of it because I'm not doing these in-person classes, but my club says in-person classes. But what I'm hoping is that over the next little while, I will get to do more product and technique-based classes in person. So if you're a person who is chomping at the bit and can't wait to get back to in-person classes, just let me know and I'd be happy to keep you in the loop for my upcoming classes. I am scheming a whole bunch of different things and I would love to know what you would like to see as well. So some of the things that I'm thinking, masking paper, doing a whole bunch of masking techniques. I'm just putting this on with some Stampin' Seal, and that's the same thing that I put on with the larger pumpkin here, and I'm just going to tuck this stem in behind. Again, you can put dimensionals everywhere if you want, but it can become a little bit thick. The one part where I really like dimensionals though is on the back side of this. It lifts it away from our card base and really pops it out. So okay, masking paper, and I would love to do a Stampin' Pastels class as well, and even maybe featuring some specific products. So like a bundle that we really like, and then from there I would do like a mini class and show you all of the different things that you can do with that bundle, and you walk away with a whole bunch of cards and ideas. These little pieces here I'm going to put on with some mini glue dots. It's my favorite adhesive of choice for small pieces like this, especially when I want them to kind of have a little bit of texture. So this one, I do want it kind of lifting up and moving around. You could use the adhesive sheets. You'd have to put those on before you did the die cutting, but I really like the way that that lifts up and kind of comes over top. So you wouldn't get that look with an adhesive sheet. So I thought we'd do something a little bit different this month, right? This longer piece here, I'm just going to have kind of trailing out from behind the pumpkin. Again, the take your pick tool is such a fabulous tool so that you don't have to be touching all the glue dots or worried about things getting finicky. Do you see how it lifts up there? I even left in that little piece there. You could pop it out if you wanted to, but I really like that in there as well. Then let's put on some little embellishments here. These are our metallic dots. They come in 3 colors in one pack, and they're a great value. They have a silver, sorry, not silver, like an antiqued gold, a copper, and a bright gold. This is obviously quite hacked up. You get a full strip like this of all of the different kinds. So this is a really good value pack. I was showing in comparison last night to our rustic metallic adhesive back dots. These are our newer product. They're only $1.25 less than them. You get only 2 sizes. two smaller sizes, and you only get one color. So for me, it's a no-brainer. I love the brushed metallic adhesive dots. I think that those have a great value. And we've got 90 and 90 on both of them. So, I mean, depends what you like, but I think the versatility of this brushed metallic adhesive dots at the 3 colors and the larger sizes is a really good fit. Especially if, you know, you're just paying $1.25 more, why not? Okay, now the final part of this card to finish it off is to get our saying on there. And I don't know if you guys picked up that I made my own ink pad here so that I could get kind of a spectrum ink color. Very fun. So how do we do that? Well, I'm going to use some more of my fall colors, Mossy Meadow, Cajun Craze, Cherry Cobbler, and Pumpkin Pie. And I'm just going to take a baby wipe. So goodness knows I've got plenty of these in my house. Maybe you do too, or maybe you're past that stage, which I salute you. I'm in the thick of it with a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old and a dog who is potty training. So potty training a dog, I don't know, what do you call it? She's being trained still. She's 6 months old. So you never know what you're going to have to wipe, but I always seem to need baby wipes. I'm just using the inside of one of our stamp cases. This is one that I use for my cleaning my simple chamois. So that works really well. And then I'm going to make a bit of a spectrum ink pad. So with these ones, I did dots. I actually did like dot, 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 dot. This one I did as like a swoosh like this. And you know what I'm going to do this one? I'm going to do a spectrum, like an ombre kind of thing. And I'm going to make it green, going into like an orange, and then going into the deeper orange, which is Cajun Craze. And I'm just going to overlap those two together because I want to get a nice blend. And then going into my deepest red color, Cherry Cobbler. Now this is such a wonderful technique. We were selling spectrum ink pads actually probably, I don't know, 6 years ago or something like that. And I gotta say, I don't think I sold one, maybe, I don't know. But I think one of the reasons was that people can make their own spectrum ink pads with a baby wipe. And so that offers you the ultimate in flexibility versus perhaps, you know, you would always have to use the same colors with the spectrum ink pad from Stampin' Up. So I'm going to stamp my ink or my saying down there, and then I'm just going to tap it just slightly up and down, blending that color even a little bit more. And let's hold our breath here, stamp it on there. I like to give it a little bit more just because it's going onto this cardstock, which actually has a coating on it. Oh, I didn't get as much of the green. Should we try and see if we can get more of the green? I think we should. That would give a little bit more of a color variance. Let's see if I can do that. Oh yeah, that's super fun. Can you guys see the difference there? I made my like ombre instead of dotted. I've got like green on the bottom going to the different colors. Now before I get rid of this nice ink pad that I made, I'm going to put this to the side and I'm going to bring in my envelope. Now your envelope, we're going to put some designer series paper on it, which is going to look absolutely gorgeous on the back flap. But on the front, you might want to do some stamping. So from that same stamp set, I just grabbed that fun solid leaf and I'm going to stamp off here a little bit. So I'm not changing the way that my stamp is being inked up, but I'm changing the rotation in which I'm stamping it on the paper. So that gives a different look and makes it look like it's really multicolored. But now I don't have to, when I do it that way, I don't have to worry about cleaning it in between. I can just stamp it and get these gorgeous colors. Isn't this a fun technique? I hope you guys remember this. It is one of my favorite techniques. It always gives an extra special wow. I'm going to use that same baby wipe to just clean off my stamp really quickly. I'm notoriously bad for not cleaning off my stamps, so this will be like a new fresh start for me, right? With a simple chamois, you can also just give it a little squish, but I thought since I had that baby wipe all ready to go there, it's perfect. Oh, isn't that pretty? I'm still going to let this saying dry a little bit. While I'm doing that, I'm going to put this, that's kind of fun, isn't it? It's going to work perfectly on that back flap there. I'm going to put this piece of designer series paper onto my envelope. If you're a person who loves paper envelopes, I hope that you dig into your pattern paper stash, your designer series paper stash, to decorate the flaps of the envelope. All you need is a 6-inch long piece by about 2.5 inches wide, and then you can glue it on there with your adhesive of choice, and then just take your paper snips and quickly trim around. I think it's so good to be decorating your envelopes, no naked envelopes, or if you're using the clear envelopes, of course, like your postal worker or your recipient gets to see the card right away. But if you've got a paper envelope, don't leave it naked, please. Put some designer series paper on there. I know you probably have some. And doesn't it just make it so special? A person who receives this in the mail is going to already know that this is way more exciting than a bill or, you know, some of the flyers that you get in the mail. I just love getting something like this. It just makes me squeal actually at the post box, and then I can't wait to get home. You can see there's some other really fun designer series papers that you can put on from this same pack, and I did some different colored stamping as well. Cute, right? I've let this dry very nicely, and now I'm just going to do some fussy cutting. So cutting around my saying so that I can maximize the view of my beautiful pumpkin, my foil pumpkin. I don't know about you guys, as soon as the weather starts to turn, I get really excited. I just want to stand over my stove with like a big cauldron pot of soup, and I just want to stir and have like the steam come up into my face. And you know, one of my favorites is to make like a squash soup or something like that, butternut squash soup with lots of ginger, and I just want to stir it. And I want to make muffins, and I want to bake breads in the oven. So I don't know if you guys are feeling like the fall bug like I am, but I just love this time of year. Now I've got my fussy cutting done. I'm just going to pop that on. I'm not going to put on a dimensional on this side because it's already raised up. So I'm just going to put on the one, and then I'll put the stamp and seal on the other side. I think I already had some on there. I probably did like 3 layers deep. Oh, I'm so glad that you guys are loving this. Thank you for giving your feedback. These kind of cards always just give me such a fun, happy, cozy emotion. So I really love any fall projects. And the metallics on there are so great. These, of course, I want to thank Stampin' Up! For offering these metallic papers as a celebration item, because it meant that I can treat you guys and spoil you with a little bit more of a deluxe item. Love that. Love celebration. Love freebies. Isn't it fun? Okay, let's talk about where these products come from in our catalogs. Again, we're going to start in our mini catalog. This is the one that's a little bit more limited edition than our main catalog. Page 49 is where you'll see the Hello Harvest. That's the one that's got the dies and also the stamp set. And I want to go to that again. So the dies that we have actually cut out the pumpkin and this little, I don't know, you could say a bouquet, the little sunflower, and also this great banner, which you can use with a stamp, the leaf as well. And then you get these fun images here that we've used for our pumpkin. So these are dies that don't coordinate with stamps, but make the texture and everything all on them. You've got the little stem there, and then these are little curly cues here. You get 3 different ones in this set. So I love this set. Again, you get pumpkins, you get sunflowers, you get leaves, you get everything fall all in one set. And then if you bundle with the dies, you'll save 10% and you'll get some more great images like those fun pumpkins. On page 53, this pretty much disappears into nowhere, but I really want to bring your attention to the Leaf Fall 3D embossing folder. Again, it's on page 53. It's a 6" by 6" folder, and this is so much fun to use. You could use this in so many different ways. If you wanted to, you could actually ink up the folder. So using sponge daubers, or even by like lightly stamping an ink pad onto there, you can actually ink up the raised pieces, sandwich your piece of paper in there, crank it through your big boss, and with that, it will be like a letter press. It will press into the paper and it will deposit the ink that you put onto the folder onto your paper, like as if you were stamping and embossing at the same time. So this is a great folder. You can turn it around. You can use it on different shapes of cardstock. And I love that the leaves can look, you know, as if they're blowing through. This makes me think of a very blustery day with Winnie the Pooh and those leaves just blustering on through. You can, of course, change the colors of the leaves too, and it could be a little bit more suited to summer and spring too. It's always windy in spring as well. On page 123, I wanted to draw your attention to all of our amazing colors that are available in Stampin' Pads, refills. So we use Stampin' Pads and refills on this project. And we also use our Stampin' Blends. So take a look through the charts and make sure that you collect some of your favorite colors. My favorite go-tos are the Pool Party. My favorite red is Cherry Cobbler. And then of course the neutrals. I love collecting them all because I find that I use them all a lot, especially these browns. I also find it fun that they've included a green, a red, a blue in the neutrals collection. So they're giving you some other core colors, understanding that those are really versatile and that they go with all of our different color collections. So you can actually bundle and save these as well. So they've got special, page 122, 123. Let's see here. They've got some specials where you can bundle and save 10% by getting some of the ink pads maybe for all of the neutrals together as well. So just let me know. I can find those for you. I think page 126 maybe? I don't know. Page 126. Yeah, here we go. The color collections. You can get 8.5 by 11 cardstock, 12 by 12, the pad bundles, the refill bundles, everything there you can get as a bundle. And you'll save 10% on getting the pads and the refills in bundles by color collection. Alrighty, back on track here. We're going to talk about, well, the embossing tool on this page, embossing powders. What else do we use? We use our sponge daubers from this page. We use the Versamark from this page here. Maybe you did that watercolor wash technique with the water painters. Those come from page 129, or maybe you want to get some more of those, or maybe a pack of those. These are so great. You can use them with all different colors, and you just squish them and squeeze the water out of them to clean them. It's just a great product that you can use with so many different things. I think we use it pretty much monthly. You guys know how much I love them. Page 139, we used the brushed metallic cardstock, and that was for our pumpkin and then also this little square. So you might have more of a gold color, you might have more of like a copper color. This one has 3 different colors, copper, gold, and bronze, all in one pack. And it's got that great brush texture on it too, which adds even more interest. Page 140, we used our shimmery white cardstock, and that allowed us to create those fun techniques with water or even with alcohol without disintegrating the paper. Sometimes if you're working with some other papers like our basic white cardstock, it's perfect for stamping. It's pressed really fine, but if you start applying water to it, it will really start to break it down. On page 143, we used the brushed metallic dots. Again, those ones are $12.25. You get 90 adhesive dots, gold, copper, and bronze, as opposed to the rustic metallic adhesive dots, which are 90 as well, 90 included in a pack, 2 sizes as well, but they're $11, and you only get the one color. So between the two of those, I think it's a no-brainer. I think the brushed metallic adhesive back dots is definitely the one to get. Lots of versatility there and lots of value. Okay, the next one that we're going to be making is going to look like this. It's another 2-part project. I just couldn't stop myself. I apologize, but I mean, I think you're okay with it, right? I just keep giving you more. You're actually making 6 projects with me, whether you're watching it live tonight or watching it on replay. This class includes 6 projects. This next one here is going to be a Halloween themed card, and I'll show that to you first here. Covered with sparkle and glitter and foil, and then we're going to create this magical background here. You might have it in the black colors, you might have it in more of like a copper orange color, so you can do that too. And then this is going to be a 3D project that we'll make in a minute. So I'm just going to put that to the side and we'll focus on this card here first of all. Okay, let's do the technique that's going to take the longest to dry first. So grabbing out your circle, which has been cut out for you with 2 different dies actually. Where's my die brush? There it is. So I'm going to use my little die brush. Poke out those holes. If you don't have a die brush, you can kind of curl this and use your fingernail maybe, or even use scissors to poke out some of the extra holes. The die brush is great because it's like scissors times 100, and you just rub it over the top and it pops all the little pieces out. I'm going to take this piece of shimmery white and I'm going to put it over top of my scratch paper here as well. Now, I'll also grab a little clear block as a palette. I'm going to grab my spritzer. This one's filled with water. And I'm actually going to use it as a spritzer this time. And I'm going to do the speckled technique. So you could also do like a smacking acetate technique. I know many of you were laughing along with me last month as I showed that technique. If you're wondering about that technique, just take a look in, what was it last month? It was August of 2022. Take a look at that video on YouTube or on Facebook and you can see the smack and acetate technique. This one here though, I wanted to do like a magical kind of purple mist. So I'm doing some spritzing. I'm going to really saturate that shimmery white paper. It can handle it. I know it can. And then I'm going to take Highland Heather. This is a fun purple color. And then taking my water painter. Now, the water painter, when I first started using it, had clear water in there. And this is what happens sometimes. Sometimes the ink from the tip will go inside the reservoir. It's nothing to worry about. You can just wash that off. But I just didn't clean it in between stamping last night and tonight. I'm going to take some water from that reservoir and just squeeze out a drop here just to change my saturation. And then I'm going to start flicking, using the cap to flick on some paper, some ink onto the paper. And you can see it's starting to move the color. It's starting to swirl it. We've got some spots where it's more saturated, some spots where, you know, there's not maybe as much water. I can even add more water if I wanted to in that section. I might do that. That's fun. Let's see if I can move that color a little bit more. Oh, I love this technique. It's just so fun. And if you find the water is getting away from you, like you maybe are happy with the look of it and you don't want it to keep moving around, you can use a wet wipe or a tissue even to blot off some of the water so that it doesn't move it around. You can even do this technique in like 2 different steps. So maybe one where it's more highly saturated with water and one where you go back in and put some more flecks of darker color on top. Do you know what I mean? So I'll try that now. Add a little bit more variance in tone. Oh, it's so pretty. We were excited last night talking about the upcoming movie, the upcoming sequel to Hocus Pocus. And I think it's coming in about a week, my friend Colleen was saying. So this card would be perfect for that. Maybe you've got a watch party happening. Maybe you are getting together for a ladies' night Halloween party. Maybe you're going to a family Halloween party. I think a card like this makes a wonderful gift. Along with, you know, like a little host gift. Maybe a bottle of wine. Maybe you want to make a tag so that the bottle of wine looks like potions or something like that. That'd be so fun. You've got a piece of glimmer paper here, which will go onto our background. And then we are actually going to make this diagonal striped glitter paper out of our washi tape. So I've got a fun little technique for you. You're going to take your little strip here and you're going to peel off. Oh boy, don't curve your paper here. I was having trouble getting that off. Take that out and take this off. There you go. So you're going to start creating your pattern and take it as close to the edge as you can, meaning that I am not wasting a whole bunch of excess on this side. I'm going to start my pattern off by making sure that this tip is just covering there. I can fill this corner in later, but I'm going to start working my way from the bottom and I'm going to create this repeating pattern. So same thing with this purple. I have given you enough washi tape that you can cover your whole thing, but you have to be strategic about it. You can't be just willy-nilly putting it everywhere, okay? You have to make sure that you're not wasting a ton on the sides. But I have a technique for you to try so that you can make sure that you're not using excess and wasting it. Okay, I'll show you what I got going on here. So I've got 4 strips of washi tape. They are started here at an angle. It doesn't matter what angle it is. And then I'm going to go to the back side here and trim off the excess. These little bits will be garbage. And that's why I'm saying just make sure you keep that piece as small as possible, because you don't want to be throwing the pieces out and then not have enough to do the rest of your strip, right? Then I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm actually going to press it on here so that the washi tape is adhered in that same pattern. Now I can trim off the stripes from my piece of paper from the back, and then flipping over to the front, I can repeat the pattern again. And my bone folder is holding them perfectly in place. You might have to move and finesse them a little bit just with your fingernail. But let's move our bone folder down a little bit. So now I've got that repeating pattern. And now I'm going to pick these up again so I can keep my life simple. And I'm just going to keep working my way down. I thought this was so cute. And you guys know me. I just want you to get your hands on. Uh-oh, whoopsie. I bent that one a little bit. Where's my take your pick tool? Here we go. That's okay. That'll be all right. I'll just trim off the excess there. You know me. I want you guys to try everything. I don't want you to just have like a strip of purple washi tape. I want you to see the purple. I want you to see the black. I want you to do everything. So I hope that you like this technique. I'm going to have to just lift this up just because I had that purple shift on me. I'm going to have to finesse this a little bit more. Of course, it went smoothly last night. It went extremely smoothly the first time I did it because nobody was watching. But now, as soon as you're on camera, things just start going sideways a little bit, right? Okay, aligning that one. See, this is so much faster to do my bone folder trick rather than placing each one of these individually, right? Okay, there we go. So let's grab those, pick them up with the bone folder. Looks good to me. And now let's see if we can not bend any of them this time. There we go. Looking good. I'll trim this piece off in a minute. What's your guys' favorite Halloween color? I was saying last night that I just love purple as a Halloween color. And I'm already dreaming ahead to next month when I'm going to have some fun, glittery purple nails for Halloween. I really like purple for Halloween. Of course, orange is like the traditional color, right? Yes, minimum effort for maximum effect. That is a good motto. Michelle, you have good mottos. Binks the cat. Oh, is that from, it is from, whatchamacallit, Hocus Pocus, hey? Binks the cat. I forgot about that. I don't think, well, he won't be in the sequel, will he? Because he was freed at the end of the last one. I had to watch this again. I haven't watched it. I didn't watch it last year because my kids, I was worried that my kids were going to be scared with it. So instead, I kept my adult viewing, Halloween movie viewing, to Muppets, the new Muppets Haunted House special or Haunted Mansion special, which was hilarious. But it was also scary too. So you never can be too careful. But I mentioned already, I'm home with my kids for 2 weeks at a time without my husband. So I have to be careful about what I watch at nighttime because they can hear everything. They hear everything. And so my life is very G-rated. I don't watch too many crazy things, especially not in, you know, the bonus room, which is like open to everywhere. Okay. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I just used the little bits to fill in the ends there. What should this one be? This one should be orange. Good, I've got lots of orange left. So as you're finishing up, I left myself like really ridiculous tiny pieces. I'm actually just going to leave that. Nobody is going to notice that. And if they do, I'll give them a gold star. Like, congratulations. You noticed my flaw on this card. My lazy flaw that I just didn't finish off this one little corner with glimmer. Alrighty, let's do Stampin' Seal, put this together here. So I'm going to do my strip with this fun ombre paper. I really like it. It looks almost like bokeh technique, almost like that bokeh effect. And then I'm going to put on my strip of white paper. If you were clever, you would make it black, but you know what? I already had these white strips from left over from cutting the border around these ones. So I was like, well, you know what? It would be easier if it was black because it would blend into the background, but these ones are going to be white. And now I think I can, oh, this is still quite wet. I have to heat set that. Yeah, Muppet Haunted Mansion is so funny. Did it give you that scare in that one part, Michelle? Did you fall victim to the jump scare? It got me. I won't spoil it for the rest of you, but I think it's on Disney Plus probably still. If you guys are already in the Halloween spirit. I know there are so many people who love, love, love Halloween. Some people are kind of here or there, neither here nor there about it, but I love Halloween as well. And I think it's something about seeing it through a child's eyes that brings a whole new appreciation to the fun that can be had on October 31st. I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals, and I'm just trying to find them. This is a fun game that I play with myself, and it's called Find the Dimensionals that you just used 1 minute ago. Where do I have them? Well, look at this. I got a whole other sheet. Looks like I'm using that. All right. I'm putting these on the back side. And I'm going to put it overhanging the edge a little bit, but remembering that unfortunately we have to still put this into an envelope, and so we have to kind of play within the parameters of the envelope. So if you don't want to cut it, just move it a little bit further in, or maybe you want to make your own custom envelope. Maybe you want to give it in one of those cello bags, in the 6" by 8" bags. Then you don't have to play by the rules of the envelope sizes, right? But I always like to point that out because you can have so much fun making these projects and then go to put them into an envelope and then not have them fit. Would be disappointing, right? Okay, next little pieces. You're gonna have 3 little tiny stars, so make sure you don't lose those. You've got some black, 3 of these little black matte adhesive dots, a little black hat, and then a strip of metallic foil to go onto there. And it might be copper or it might be silver. I'm going to put my hat on there. I left this card without a saying because I thought maybe you don't have a Halloween saying. I know I looked and I thought, oh my goodness, I don't have a set that is current that has a saying in there for Halloween that I thought you guys would all have. So I left the front of this one just as images, but I think that's pretty fun too. You could use this hat for so many things, don't you think? Like witches, that's a natural, but you could also make a sorting hat out of this, like a Harry Potter card. I think that the look of it, you could really change around the look of it and make it look really fun. You could turn it into Mickey's Sorcerer's hat, right? Just change up the colors. So I said about the 3 stars, and you guys, I've done the same thing as last night and I've lost a star. So like this one here, I put the stars actually on the hat. This one, I put the stars around the hat, so you can choose to do whatever you want, but I've got 2 stars now. I'm going to put them just right onto the hat. Just like that. And this is that silver foil paper, which is so fun. Kind of matches the metallic, the brushed metallic, but the silver foil comes in 3 distinctly different silver colors. Now I'm putting on, oh, you know what I'm going to do first? Add a little bit of sparkle. Again, a little bit more magic. The Wink of Stella brush. And this is a platinum shimmer paintbrush. It says that the color is clear, but it's kind of a platinum color. And I'm just doing that same technique and flicking it on. And that creates a really fun look onto the black. You can also put it onto the hat. You can put it onto this circle, and depending on how wet your paper is when you're putting it on, you might actually have the color spread out a little bit more, or even start to interact with the ink that's on there. So this is really a fun product to add on. I'm just going to keep speckling. Speckle, speckle, speckle. I love it on the black. With this paintbrush, you can also, of course, paint on, actual shimmer. So maybe I want to make my foil paper extra shimmery and sparkly. You can do that as well. That would be fun. You could paint your whole hat. You could paint your whole card. You could really do it all with this. So Wink of Stella, definitely have one of those in your stash because it's so much fun and such an easy embellishment. So I'm putting these black matte dots here. You can also use one of our fabulous new products, which is the Enamel Effects Basics. This is a pack of 3. And if you're watching this live, oh, I'm so happy for you. You can actually purchase this at, I think, 20% off right now until Wednesday night at midnight. So the Pearlized Enamel Effects Basics come in white, real red, and then also a black color. So if you wanted the look of these dots, you could actually use the Pearlized Enamel Basics to create that look. Now, do I have a piece of cardstock? You would think I'm surrounded by cardstock. I just want to do a little test here to show you what these actually look like when they go on there. This truly is a little scrap. So shake them up, and then they're like a self-healing, so you can create a dot, and then it had like a little point to it, and it's going to actually heal now and create a beautiful pearl on the paper. And they really are pearlized too. You can see on the white, it's got a lot of shimmer in it. And these are going to last you a long, long time. I think on sale they work out to about $6 each. You get them in the pack of 3, so it's about $18. I don't know if you can see that there, but that black one had a real point to it, and it's going to end up looking as beautiful and as round as those other ones. This will take time to dry, so you don't want to rush it at all. It's going to take, like if you do a thick dot like that, it could take upwards of 20 minutes to dry. You can also use these, of course, to, what do I have in here? Take your, get out of there. You can also use these to do like, whoops, you want to make sure there's no bubbles in there. You can use them to paint some, like a shape. And you can even fill them in if you wanted to, right? You can use the nozzle to just fill it all in, and it creates this gorgeous glossy texture. But like I said, it's self-healing, so it's going to level out a bit. You don't have to worry about the swirls that you put in there. It's actually going to level it all out. So fun, right? Just think about all the things that you can do with those 3 core colors. I'll show you what it looks like right now, and then we'll take a look at it after it dries. But I'll put it to the side, and hopefully if I put it up high enough, I won't put my fingers in it, but you never know. Stranger things have happened, right? So this is the outside of the card here. I got distracted with my Pearl Effects Pearlescent Pearl Enamel Effects Basics. My goodness, that's a mouthful, hey? But really awesome products, and you'll definitely want to get those for 20% off right now. Even if you're watching this in the future and they're not on sale, I'm telling you right now, they're a really good deal. They're a really great product that you're going to love. Okay, for the inside of this card, I put these cute little witch's shoes, and you could put them even coming up from the bottom. These are from a really fun new stamp set and bundle that I've used on this card. It's called Bewitching, and it's the one that coordinates with the witch's hat punch. So the witch's hat punches out the stars that we use, the band, and then also the outline of the hat. That outline of the hat also coordinates with our stamps. So what you can do is stamp your hat onto a paper, and then you can use the punch to perfectly cut it out. Love that. And this Bewitching stamp set is so fun. It doesn't have any sayings on there, but I really like the images, and I find, oh, look at this. I found my star. I knew that would happen. Let's get that back on my project before I lose it again, right? There we go. Okay, so using some memento, you might have some fun stamps in your collection that would work like this, but I'm going to use my memento so that I can use my Stampin' Blends to color. Do you guys like it like this, or do you like them coming out from the bottom? That's kind of fun too, isn't it? And then this cute little spider coming down from the top. I love that. It's adorable. Then I'm going to take my Stampin' Blends. I've got them in Highland Heather and Parakeet Party. Parakeet Party is our fun new vibrant in color. And you know what? 3 of our in colors really speak to me for Halloween. So that's kind of fun now, looking at them in a new light. Before I was looking at them in like a really fun, vibrant party atmosphere. But now I'm like, oh, these are the perfect Halloween colors. I've got the dark one here too, which I'm just going to add a little bit more dimension. So I did the light one first, then I did the dark one, and I'm going to go back and just soften the edge of that dark one. That gives us a nice shadow. And then now, Stampin' Seal, pop it on to the inside of our card. There we go. And now we've got our fun Halloween themed card. We've got the witch's hat on the top, and then we've got on the inside the witch's feet. I just read my daughter tonight, Room on the Broom, and this is, she loses her hat, and then she loses her bow, and she loses all of her different things, and she keeps falling off of her broom. So this is kind of a perfect one. She would love this card for Halloween. All right, now we're going to, as you're finishing up that one, I'm going to get you started on the next project, which is creating this cute little bag. I couldn't stop myself because, of course, with every hat punch that you punch out in black, you get a black band. And with every metallic band that you punch out, you get a metallic hat. So I had to use those pieces for you. I couldn't let them go to waste. And so we're going to do that same sort of bag as the first one, and then putting it inside this cute little bag here. This is actually the same size of bag as a new product that we have in our mini catalog. Let me just show you that quickly. So very quickly here, we have a new star bag. It's on page 35 of our mini catalog. And like I said, it's the exact same dimensions as the bag that you have in your Hot Little Hands. These ones are 10 bags for $13.75. The ones that I have for you come in this paper pumpkin pack from a couple of years ago. This is the Summer Nights, and it came with 9 postcards. So these are the postcards here. They have these beautiful colors on them, like galaxies or like a beautiful starry night sky or space. I just am gaga over these. Now, postcards might not be your thing, but I tell you what, they're just card fronts. So put some dimensionals on there, put them onto a cardstock base, and there you go. You've got a beautiful layer onto your cards. But inside this kit, you'll also have the envelopes, and you will have 9 of these kind of fireworks themed bags, I guess. But for me, they read as like magical bags as well. So you could use them as tea light holders, which is kind of what they had intended. So they said tea light bags here. But you could use them to hold treats. You could also use this as like 2 separate treat bag holders, right? One of these and one of those, right? The little stars are included in this kit, as are a whole bunch of die cuts. So including, I really like the feeling of this one, this Ferris wheel and roller coaster silhouette in the sunset. Then you've got the gold elements on the fireflies and these beautiful lanterns. So you can make the adorable projects, or you can expand this kit and make all kinds of different projects. So this kit here, I mentioned the bags in the new catalog are, what did I say, 10 for 13 something, and that's before shipping and GST. If you wanted to get one of these refill packs from me, you can get the refill pack with all of the postcards and everything, and the 9 tea light bags for a total of $15. That includes shipping and handling to me. If you need it shipped elsewhere in Canada, that would be extra. But if you're picking it up from my house, it's all of this for $15. If you're loving the look of this and you want more like it, then they had an add-on pack. This has 24 cards and envelopes, and they're actual cards in this one. So including the cardstock bases in a little bit of a different pattern, but same kind of theme. The colors are a little bit different. The patterns are on the envelopes here as well. Where's that purple one? There we go. But let me show you what I did with these. Oh, and this is $15 for this pack. So $15 for that, $15 for that. Let me show you just some simple stamping. This is only done with stamps and a black ink pad. putting together these gorgeous scenes. Then you can make it like a misty lake or maybe even ocean sail in the morning. You could put together, you know, some sayings like that and just stamp that lighthouse on there. Look at the silhouette of those palm trees, that setting sun. Isn't this fun? Just a hibiscus makes this whole color card pop. And we've got, again, more scenes that we can do with some of the stamps. I think this might be a retired set, actually, though. Sorry. This one might be retired, too. But you can go underwater with things. I first showed these, I think it was 2 years ago, so you'll have to forgive me. Some of these stamp sets might not be available anymore. But even just anything in a silhouette, right? Doesn't that look gorgeous? How about some of the mountains? And I even stamped the clouds over top of the little white bursts that are already on the card. This one's one of my favorites, though. Isn't that pretty? Like an undersea with the bubbles. So if you guys are inspired by those, check out my retired sale, my kit sale, and let me know if you want some of those. Now let's start putting this card together. I've like talked so long, maybe you've already put it together, but you can also do that splattering technique on this little bag too. I just did the splattering technique like that. I didn't spray the water first. Again, this is not paper that can handle a lot of water saturation, so I just flicked with my water painter onto dry paper, and then I put this together with just some glue dots. You might have like a brushed copper sort of look here, and then you've got your band. Pop this together, lickety split. I love that Summer Nights kit. It inspired me so much, and I just had so much fun playing with it. So if it inspires you, honestly consider getting a refill, which is the one that comes with the postcards in the bag, and also the add-on. So contact me. I still have some in stock because I was obsessed with them when they came out. I think I got like 40 of them or more. So yeah, I still have some if you want to get your hands on them. I'd be happy to share. I've made a lot of cards with them. 40 times 24 cards in those add-on packs is a lot of cards, right? I make cards for a lot of different things. I get a lot of questions about this, but I also donate a lot of cards to the 𝙬𝙬, and I sell them in flower shops too. So you can keep it simple just by doing it like that. You can speckle and splatter, and then if you are just tuning in now, watch the replay. I've made a gusseted bag out of this 6 by 8 inch envelope, which I packaged all these goodies in. And so you can recreate that same sort of look and have your bag inside of a bag. And then it sits so nicely, doesn't it? Super cute. Okay, let's talk about where you'll find these products. In our mini catalog, we are actually using the Brightest Glow bundle, the dies from this, as kind of a mystical speckle around our hat. Again, this is more of a Christmas theme, and you'll see the stamp set that it's paired up with is actually a Christmas stamp set. I love this pairing because you get all of your sayings, a whole bunch of them, in the stamp set, and then you get all of your imagery in the dies. So to create the look of this circle, I actually used this in conjunction with a larger circle. So if you wanted to get the look of this, it would have to be die cut and then with a larger circle around it. And I want to thank Kathy for running these all through her die cutting machine. I so appreciate her help. Thank you, Kathy. We all thank you from the bottom of our heart. This one you could also use in conjunction with this smaller circle here, and then that would cut out the inside of it. So I think you could do a lot of fun things with this. Not just Halloween, not just with Christmas. It could be anything you wanted it to be. It could even be like fizzy bubbles if you're having like a bridal shower or something like that. If you're congratulating someone, you could do a champagne themed card. And I like this one with the ombre, almost like the higher density going up into lower density circles, and that could be snow falling, right? It could be bubbles coming up. It could just be like a decorative pattern as well. The fun swirl, the snowflakes that are small and larger. And then you've got these two great tags which include the stitching on there as well as some die cut pieces too. This is a real winner of a die pack. And of course, for sayings, Christmas sayings are some of my most used sayings, and you guys know me, for the most part, inside of cards stay blank for myself because I write a whole story inside. But for Christmas, I have to admit, I love the sayings that you can just pop them in there. May the peace of the season light your world, and may your new year be the brightest. I love stuff like that on the inside, because who has time to write in, you know, as many cards as you send? I send out usually like 100, I think it was 120 last year or something like that. So it means a lot of writing in the cards. Page 35, again, the Star Treat bags. These ones are really great, but if you are happy with the, you know, burst design of these ones, then I've got an even better deal for you. So reach out to me if you do want some of these bags. Again, the dimensions are exactly the same, so you know exactly what you're getting if you fall in love with that star design and want to order those. Page 41, this metallic shimmer specialty paper is a stunner as well. It's hiding in the back of my drawer here. Let me dig it out. I only have it left in the green color. We're going to play with this at Christmas time, but it comes in that beautiful coppery color, and then also this black ombre color too. And I love the colors. You can really use those for a lot of different seasons, right? They kind of had it in the Christmas section, but I love it when products pull multi-duty. Page 57, we've got our glitter washi tape, which we had so much fun with playing around with. They come in little rolls like this, and they're really easy to use. And if you wanted to give the look of some of the projects here, for example, this trick or treat card, this one they've just ripped it. And I really like that look too. If you wanted to do something really fast and easy, you can just tear it. It's washi tape, so it doesn't have to be cut like how we used it tonight. On this page too, we've got the Bewitching bundle. That one's bundle and save 10%, gives you that great stamp set along with the punch, the witch hat punch, which again could be a sorting hat, could be a Mickey sorcerer hat. And I wanted to draw more attention to that Brightest Glow bundle. This is a spot where you can see the dies a little bit more and see that the borders are not cut around these ones. So the snowflakes and the swirls and things like that, the borders are only cut around the two tags in this smaller circle. All the rest of them, it's going to actually cut out just from your full sheet of cardstock or whatever you're cutting out, designer series paper. On page 128, we used, what did we use? Wink Stella, such a good product. And we used the water painters and the spritzer on page 125. If you're ever topping up your order, for $4.50, you can get two really high quality spritzers. So I would highly recommend getting that. If you're ever getting close to, you know, maybe the $35 threshold to get my products or my projects for free, or maybe you're close to that $100 mark where you can get the free goodie from me, the free gift. Maybe you want to just add on some Stampin' Spritzers. Page 139, I used the silver foil specialty pack and the brushed metallic. So depending on what color you got, if it's copper or silver, it's from either of those packs. The 6x8-inch cellophane bags, the shimmery white cardstock that we used on the other cards. Page 143, we used our matte black dots, and those ones are really fun. You could also use the pearlized enamel effects basics. Bleh. So many words. Page 146, I included a little piece of ribbon for you here, and this is the Orchid Oasis color. This is the Parakeet Party, or you might have the Starry Sky if it's a little bit of a darker purple. All right, are you guys ready for this? It's your last card. It's your showstopper card. I love, love, love this project. Okay, get out your supplies. They're either going to look like this or a reverse of the two colors there. So let me just clean up. Oh my goodness. I have this beautiful confetti everywhere. Okay. Uh-oh, I didn't tie this one up again. I'll have to show my other one here. Just give me a minute. So this project that we're going to make is looking like this. It's a special fold card. It might be in the opposite color scheme. This is the one that I was saying. I didn't have it all tied up again. Oops. So you'd see that tied up like this. And then you either, open up the ribbon or open up this fun, like, tinsel twine, I think is what they call it. You open that up, and then inside you can stamp this beautiful greeting, even some snowflakes. But what I love about this card is that you've got, look at my inky fingers, my gosh. You've got all of the different textures. So this is flocked. It's like fuzzy, like an actual, like, fuzzy snowflake. And then this is that beautiful iridescent. You might have the opposite. You might have your larger piece in the iridescent and then the smaller one in flocked. So I think that's what I have going on with the sample project that I'm making tonight. So let's get started putting this one together. I just love this card layout. I'm going to have to wipe some of this off. My goodness. Such a booby trap for myself when I get covered in ink and then it's like, oh no, where's this ink coming from? It's everywhere. Oh, it's everywhere. And then you look in the mirror and you've got it like on your cheek. You wonder what happened, right? Like things got crazy down there. I don't know what was happening. I've got this little fold here, which I'm going to just burnish with my bone folder. I'm going to press really hard on this one to make sure that it folds nice and flat. The tie is going to help with it as well, but if we can fold it nice and flat, then we don't have to rely on the tie as much. Now let's dig into our little package of goodies here. Make sure you don't spread them out everywhere because there are some smaller embellishments. Okay, so we've got our gorgeous vellum. Vellum is such a fun product because you can see through it. Vellum, I'm sure I've told this like a million times before, but vellum takes me back to my architecture days because we used to blueprint using vellum. I was around just long enough in the industry that it was still being used. That was a recipe for a pass out or like ammonia poisoning because you'd be back in this tiny little room running blueprints and you walk out of there just feeling like you were drunk or something. Not healthy. This is a see-through product, so you have to be aware of what you're doing. I would not use Stampin' Seal. If you put that on the back, you're going to see through there a big rectangle of wherever you put that Stampin' Seal. So a better option would be our Tombow or even strategically placed mini glue dots. So I kind of like putting the mini glue dots in the center of the snowflakes, or you can just put the Tombow little dots kind of everywhere. I'm going to fill in that whole little star, and I'm going to put some strategic dots around to hold this on. So that little star in the center of that snowflake, I'm going to put that on. So pretty. This paper comes in a duo pack. So what you will get in this pack, I'm just noticing there's a little bit of fuzz here. To cut that off. You will get 3 sheets of this iridescent version and 3 sheets of the flocked version. The same pattern is available in each of the different versions. So you'll get the same pattern in a flocked and in the iridescent. And there are 3 patterns included in the pack. So you get a total of 6 sheets. You get a total of 3 patterns, but in the 2 different designs. So as I was, thank goodness I didn't smudge that too much. As I was putting this together, I thought, I don't think that this is going to perfectly align in the way that I want it to. So I included a little bit of a buffer, and it's even more of like a sensory experience here. So this is our flocked 12-inch by 12-inch paper that I've cut into a little strip for you there so you can feel it and you can put it together. Oh, I'm glad you love this card. Oh, are you loving the last one? I wonder if you're loving this one or the last one. 19 minutes. Yeah, I think you're loving on the last one. I hope you love this one too. This one, this little piece here, I would recommend you putting it on with some tear and tape. And I'm actually going to put it on the back side of the larger flap. So running my tear and tape is so handy. And I just run it down the back side here. I'm trying to keep it as close as possible because I want still a lot of this to be visible, right? If I take off this backing, I can actually use the flocked paper to kind of run up to the edge. And it's long, it's going to be longer here than the length of your card. Oh, that did not go straight. So that was my next thing to say is like, and then before you press it on, you just want to make sure it's straight. I'm talking straight here. I'm going to be cutting off this excess. I find it so much easier when I'm doing small strips to cut it a little bit longer than the card. Then you can perfectly align it and you don't have to worry about a short strip. Now you got that little buffer flap going over top so that we don't have to worry if we have aligned this wonky in some way. Pretty, right? So pretty. Oh my gosh. So you might have this tinsel, or you might have this beautiful glitter organdy ribbon. So I think it's a half and half split. So we'll see what you got. But let's do this. I'm going to grab these little bits down the side. I'm actually going to hold this part on with some tear and tape, being aware that I'm not going to put too much of it on. I'm basically using this like a super strong Scotch tape. So if you don't have tear and tape, maybe just grab some Scotch tape, and this is going to hold this on in behind this little blobby piece. This is our layering diorama dies, which are so much more versatile than just a diorama. So again, put that on in a way that's going to be hidden, and you want kind of equal hanging out the side here. And I didn't glue on this piece at the back. I didn't have a problem with that. But with this ribbon, I actually did put on just a little strip of our tear and tape in behind just to hold it nice and flat. This one, I think it would be really difficult to do. I don't have a problem with it. Maybe you do. Maybe you want to put on like a glue dot or something like that. So let's take this piece here and kind of layer it up and figure out what kind of a layout we will need. If you've got any little die bits, just kind of use your fingernail to take them off. Sometimes there's a little bit of extra paper on there from the die cut process. Okay, so I'm going to put mine on like this. So now I know that my saying can be stamped pretty, straight. I can have this a little bit more sideways if I want to, but, vertically it will work like that. I'm going to use our brand new snowflake set called Joyful Flurry. And this one has some beautiful sayings in it. I'm going to stamp them with our soft succulent. The coordinating colors for this one are Blackberry Bliss and soft succulent. The soft succulent is the green color, and I just really like that for the sayings. I also feel like I'm maybe less likely to smudge it. Who knows though. Okay, I'm just going to put this to the side. I'm going to use it again in a minute here. So Joyful Flurry is a really fun one. You get these beautiful sketchy snowflakes, some dots, and then great sayings for the holidays. I really like having non-traditional Christmas stamps in my arsenal as well, because that goes for every person. Non-denominational, You know, everyone believes in snowflakes. It's pretty real when you live here in Edmonton. I thought they were actually calling for some snow in the next few days. Did I hear that correctly? I sure hope not. I really can't wait to stamp together in my backyard. So if it does get canceled or postponed from weather, just know that like those kits aren't going anywhere. We'll just postpone it to a time when we actually can get together. I'm going to overhang this a little bit. So if you're doing that, just make sure that you're not putting any adhesive right there and it's not going to glue your card shut. Now I want to do a huge shout out for Stampin' Up! With these amazing iridescent snowflakes, which are already laser cut. You just pop them out of the paper, but most of all, that this shape of the base is the exact shape and size of our dimensionals. So put one of those on the back there, and then you can pop this onto your project, and it's so quick and simple and easy. Now I'm going to apologize. This next part, I've given you a little bit of a torture process. Technically, I can make this bow out of this length of ribbon. I did it last night. It was not easy, and I just want to apologize. I didn't give you quite enough ribbon maybe to make the process enjoyable. So if you want an easy process, just do a knot and you can tie it and stick it on there. If you want to try a bow, don't get frustrated in yourself. I should have given you 2 more inches of this, and then we would have all been happy and joyful about this bow. Instead, I'm going to create this bow with like the tiniest little leg and use the rest of it as actually making the bow, and then I'll finesse it in a minute here. But you guys can see it's ridiculous. So if you guys can manage to make a bow, please do a shout out from this tiny little piece of ribbon that I've given you, which technically is enough to do a bow, but again, not enough to enjoy the process. Who's doing a tag, who's doing a tie, and then who's doing a bow? And who's getting a brand new piece of ribbon? I'm sorry. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Oh, Jennifer, are you in the mountains right now? How wonderful. Okay, so we've got our little bow there. Seriously, it's a little bow. It happened. I didn't enjoy the process, but it happened. I always stick it on first, and then I use my scissors to trim up the ends. Whew, did it. Did it, folks. Is anyone else congratulating themselves that they made a little tiny bow out of that short piece of ribbon? So there's the front of our card. The only finishing touch that we have left to add out here are our little snowflake sequins. Or do they call them stars? They might call them stars. These are little iridescent stars or snowflakes. And I just pop them on like 1, 2, 3. Probably can't even see there. This iridescent paper is probably just making my camera go crazy, right? Can you see all the colors in there? Oh, so pretty. Then for the inside, let's take this up a notch, and we're going to add in that piece of cardstock, which we can stamp all over and make it so pretty. You guys, I've got dimensional backers everywhere. This is going to be like one of those nights where you find a dimensional backer in your bra and you're like, well, I don't exactly know how that got there, but I have a good idea. Things got a little crazy. Okay, so I'm using my Blackberry Bliss, and I'm going to stamp some beautiful snowflakes onto the card. The inside of the card, I should say. I love these snowflakes because they've got a loopy one, they've got one that's more pointy, and they've got like a great variety of sizes. I'm doing all of them in this gorgeous deep purple color, like that. And then I'm going to come in with I'm going to put away my Blackberry Bliss because my goodness, if I got that on me, it'd be on me for days. Then I've got my saying, sending you all the best this new year. Again, it's a little bit non-denominational. It's for everyone. Happy New Year. And then I can even add some speckles in too. There's this great little speckle stamp. And I'm doing that with my lighter green color, the soft succulent. There we go. So cute, right? Put away everything that's inky. Try to stay clean for one last step. Wish me luck. And then making sure that my card opens the right way. Let me just pull this piece out from behind. This tinsel trim ties so easily. I can't wait to wrap up my neighbor gifts with this one. We always do a little 3D something. So it always goes in like a bag or a little pouch. And this is such an easy to tie twine. This is going to be my go-to, I think, this year. Because look at how nicely that ties. It's just got like the perfect amount of stretch in it. And then this tinsel that comes out of it is so fun and sparkly. I love that. So there you go. You've got a whole bunch of different varieties and you've got the beautiful stamping on the inside. And this is such a fun project that people will love to receive. They'll be feeling it, I'm sure. I just can't stop feeling it too. Okay, let's talk about your last project and where to find these products. So from the mini catalog, we have on page 17 that iridescent, what do they call it? Iridescent trim is what they call it. I'm calling it a twine, but I guess they're calling it trim. Tinsel trim. And then we also have on this page the adhesive back stars. This one comes with 100 pieces, 50 of each of 2 sizes, and I love the iridescence. You could make it a matchy card, right? Have it iridescent and iridescent, but I had to get your hands on this flocked paper and the iridescent, so we had to do a little bit of mixing and matching. You could also choose to do it a little bit more matchy if you wanted. On page 19, there's that stamp set that I was telling you about, and I wanted to show you these dies. They're so cool. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Deb. Yeah, scraps in your bra, that means like you've had a lot of fun stamping, like maybe potentially too much fun. This die pack comes with dies that will cut out the stamped images. It'll also cut out other images of snowflakes. So you could do these out of that flocked 12-inch by 12-inch paper, and you could get fuzzy snowflakes that way. It also has 3 different snowflakes which don't cut out an outline. They're cutting out shapes but leaving the paper intact. And what I mean by that, you can see in the examples on page 19. Can you see how they have lifted up those little pieces of paper that are die cut, and now you can see there's like some gold glimmer paper maybe peeking out from behind, because they've cut out this die and then just lifted the little pieces up, curled them up a little bit to show that relief from behind. Love this technique. So we've had many die packs in the past with snowflakes. This gives you a bit of everything, and it also gives you these fabulous simple shapes but with stitching that are really easy to stamp on and are going to fit lots of different sayings on there. So I just love this die pack and also the coordinating stamp set that goes along with it. I think it's a huge winner. Again, we have had stamps that are snowflakes before, but this one is they've kind of perfected it, in my opinion. Page 37, we've got our snowy white velvet sheets. I love how they showcased how to color on these. So we've just used this as a strip, and really it was so that I could get you to touch it and feel it, and so we could cover up that little awkward border between the two flaps and make sure that it looks nice and clean. But you can do so many different things with it. You can stamp onto it, you can die cut it, you can even color right on it with our watercolor pencil. So love this product for its versatility. On page 40, you can see our Snowflake Specialty Vellum. Now this, I have to get out the main big pieces so that I can show you. This is the flocked piece, and this is the iridescent version of it. So cute and fun, right? Again, we've got the flocked piece. Beautiful, right? You could even color in behind it. You could put it over top of all different colors and make it many different colors. And then you've got the iridescent version of the exact same pattern. And that's probably making my camera explode. Is it? Yeah. Then we've got the third design, which includes a little bit less of like these speckle things and more of like a plain sort of snowflake pattern. We've got that in the flocked, and then we've got that in the iridescent. And stay tuned over the next few days because I have a special project planned for you, a special tutorial, and it's around a swap card that I made. So this is your sneak peek, but it's this and this, and oh my gosh, when this card came together, I was just so excited. It made me think of my one friend who just loves rainbow everything, and so I needed a special card for her this Christmas. Shh, don't tell her. But I can't wait to show you that technique as well. So again, you'll want to add this to your shopping list. One thing I want to mention is that vellum is notoriously tricky to cut. So don't cut more than one of these pieces at a time. With my heavy duty cutter, I often will be cutting up to 20 sheets at a time. But with this, there's no two ways around it. You have to cut it one sheet at a time. There's something about the flocking that grips on each other or grips on itself and on the other pages, and it starts to shift. So you don't want to rush this. You'll also probably notice if you order this that some of the pieces will be offset in the package and they might be a little bit curled. Like you can see this one here is just a little bit curled. And I'm so sorry to say that there's no way around this. This is just how it is with flocked paper. So, I mean, if it's really not usable, let me know and we can work on getting you a replacement. But other than that, it's just like it's just the nature of the beast when it comes to flocked paper and shipping that out. So every single pack that I've received, and that's been over probably 12 of them, they have all arrived with just a little bit of curling happening. So I just want to tell you that's normal. I'm so sorry. It is normal. Then page 45, we've got our wonderful snowflakes. These are a returning favorite from last year, and I gotta tell you guys, these are a huge winner. In a pack for $8.25, no cranking required, you will get 24 of these gorgeous laser cut snowflakes that turn out perfect every single time. And then plus you also get all this extra space in the paper, so you can do all kinds of other die cuts or punches with those as well. So again, huge winner. It's going to save you so much time in a season where you need time, right? You want to give out the gifts, but you don't want to spend 4 months getting your Christmas cards ready, right? So get those snowflakes and pop them on there. Keep your life easy. Page 155 here, I wanted to showcase that you can use your trimmer or our simply scored cutting tool, which is going to give us the ability to get these score lines in different places and to do more fun fold cards. And then last but not least, we've got our layering diorama dies, which are for so much more than dioramas. They just make the perfect little ice patches or fluid shapes that are a little bit different than a circle or a square or something like that, right? Okay, now is the most important part of the event, which is when you tell me what your favorite project is from this event. Now get your fingers ready, type them fast, and while I collect all of these. Do you like holiday treat packaging for Halloween? Where did I even put those? I've got so many projects, they're everywhere. Oh, I have some here. These ones. You've got the, oops, these poor little bats went through the ringer. There we go. Put them back together nicely. This one goes with this. We've got that. We've got that. We've got this treat packaging. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. There's 6 projects. Which are the best ones? Yeah, rainbow snowflakes. Yes, right, Michelle? The paper is totally stunning. I know. I thought of you as soon as I saw it. The Sparkle Witch and the snowflakes, you love it. Oh, I'm so glad. Are you inspired? Are you going to make some, are you going to order this and then make some different ones? I can see you making a Mickey hat as well, or a sorting hat would be so much fun. Who else has fast fingers? Who's going to type it in? I wonder if you can guess which my favorite is. I wonder if you can guess. I'm really feeling fallish. But my heart is going to Christmas. Can you believe it? Shada's saying golden pumpkin and snowflake. She's got a tie between these ones. Yes, my heart is with you as well. I'm like in the moment, but dreaming of the future. I'm dreaming of snowflakes, but not actual snow. If only it worked that way, right? Oh, Deb, the last one, the snowflakes. Yeah, your go-to Christmas card. Oh, I'm glad you like the pumpkin card too. Oh, it's been so much fun stamping with you guys. I hope that you'll consider coming to my in-person event. Again, it's casual. It's exactly what we need. It's just fun, simple projects, crafting, talking, chatting, laughing. It's going to be so much fun. And if you're intimidated by the long period of time, because it's running from 1 till 5, please don't be. You can join at any time. It's just going to be outdoors. I'm going to have my little screen tent up. So, you know, if you're squeamish about bugs, you can be in the tent if you prefer. I am not finding the bugs to be bad at all outside. So I'll just be out in the open air, crafting and visiting with you all. And I'm happy to showcase the techniques and everything that you'll need to put together these gorgeous posies projects. Or if you want to just come over and peruse my 40 plus kits that I have on hand, I would be so happy for you to craft some of those as well. So that would be really great to see you. Oh, thank you. It's so good to see you. Michelle saying thank you. Oh, I do work hard, and you know what? I can't stop myself. Like once I start getting excited, I'm like, oh, I should probably do some more. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it's a bit for everyone. And even if, you know, you're not a Halloween type of person, I hope that maybe you can take the ideas and translate them into a season that really resonates with you. But I'm telling you right now, if you were to give these projects to a kid, you're going to blow their mind. Like my kids cannot wait to open all of these little tiny boxes. They are just dying to know what's inside. Aren't they funny? So thanks again for stamping with me and for joining me. I don't know if you're watching live. I don't know if you're watching on the replay, but please comment along of where you're from, and please check out my other videos too on Facebook and on YouTube. Oh, so good to see you guys, and I hope to stamp with you again very, very soon.